Hi everyone, welcome to my channel, Lidivit Day channel. Hello, how is everybody in the world today, tonight, afternoon, and your time? So today is February 23rd here in the Philippines. So, my guest is already here in my studio, but before that, please join with us for a good discussion later on. So I won't stay long here, but before that, I would like to make a love shout out to all my members who's still there in my membership, and to all my new subscribers, my pioneer subscribers still there in my channel. Thank you so much for that time that you always giving support to my channel. So I won't stay long, okay, because I know he's waiting for me. But before that, okay, I would like to introduce my special guest for today or night in your time and the West. Before anything else, thank you so much to all my super chatters and to all my super generous donators in PayPal. So thank you so much for your donation, and I really appreciate that. So, good morning. It's lovely to uh, introduce my special guest for today, no other than 1,000 miles away. Hold on. Good morning, Vic. Good
Oh,
evening.
good morning to you. Good evening to me. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. So, welcome to our show, Lilibet Tate channel.
All right.
So, I really appreciate, you take my invitation to having you in my show to have an interview with you.
Not a problem at all. Not a problem at all. You and Frank, you guys are lovely people. Happy to be there for you.
Okay, so before we start our discussion or the interview, would you please introduce yourself to our viewers?
Okay. I'm well, my name is Vic. I go by that. Last name Alexander, of course, but I'm with the channel 8,000 Miles Away, a channel established about 3 years ago uh, on the uh, on the inspiration of a friend of mine now, more than a friend, Virginia Bakayu. And so we learned a lot about the culture. So I started this channel, and I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina, here in North Carolina, and just basically former politician here in Charlotte, locally. And other than that, just a regular person, just trying to make the best out of life.
That sounds great. So, how is the weather there in North Carolina?
Cold, windy. You wouldn't like it. Ask Frank what is it like when it's really cold in Chicago. It's really cold.
Oh, yeah. Have you been to Chicago?
Never been before. I got some relatives from up there, in-laws, but I just never been.
Hmm. But you know what? Here the weather is always, it's always warm. Now that I can feel the early summer season,
Yeah,
because when you go outside, you can really feel, the humidity.
yeah. I hear summer's coming there in April, right? Is it April when the summer starts? Okay. Uh,
Yeah.
gonna be hot. I'll be there in April, by the way. So we'll get to see what that's like. I hope I can handle the weather. That's for sure. I hope I can handle a lot of things. A lot of things that I'm going to be learning when I get there.
Yeah, that's one thing that, most of you guys that, they have a little, time to adjust, the weather. But, everything is gonna be all right.
Yeah, I'll make sure I pack accordingly.
Yeah. So by the way, Vic, I will explain the mechanics. So I have some question that I will ask to you, and then after the question, there's I have a
The
little
rapid fire.
games. Yeah, the rapid games. So
Right.
you don't need multiple choice. You don't need to explain your answer. So all you have to do just pick which one uh prefer you gonna answer the question.
Fire,
All right.
fire away. I'm ready for you.
Okay, so if you're ready, let's start. So, the first question that I'm going to ask you is number one, what's something you've been really passionate about lately and why?
Probably as much as I mentioned I've accomplished here in my life at the big age of 63, 64. Probably right now I'm more passionate about learning more about other things and cultures like the Philippines. So I'm very passionate about that. The more I can learn about the Filipino culture and even other in the different cities and the people and all that is, I'm pretty passionate about that because I like to learn. I'm a learn. I love learning. So this is going to be an experience and learning a whole different thing than what American, because America's America, Philippines is Philippines. It's totally different. So I am passionate about learning more about your culture. Then I
Okay.
already know. Then I already know. I know some things, but I'll be learning more, obviously.
Okay, so what makes you interested about the culture of Filipino or
Because it's so different. I feel like it's so different in the United States and the cities and things that I grew up in. Because here, there's some similarities, but it really is a lot different. The way you guys think, the way you treat people, the way you operate, the way the cities run. I feel like it's just going to be a total night and day, and then so I feel like I'll learn a lot with the food, obviously. Uh, you know, just the way of life, even though it's people are people, but and there's some similarities, but I'm interested to know more about it.
so when you speaking of food, are you the type of person that very adventurous to try new food?
Yeah, except for balut. I'm scared of balut though. That's gonna scare me because there's some thing. Yeah, Virginia showed me and told me a lot of things that I feel like she's gonna try to. We're gonna try. We're gonna ease into it. We're gonna start with American type food and kind of ease our way into the Filipino stuff. Adobo is easy. That's the easy one. But
Yeah, but the balut.
the balut is gonna be a tough one. I'm scared of that. You ever had balut before?
Oh yeah, I eat balut.
Right, right. So that, and I don't even want to go into some of the other things that she said she's eaten before. I even chicken feet and stuff like that. I might be okay with that, uh,
Mm-hmm.
but not much meat on it, I guess. But so I'm ready to try open things just to be different. But of course, one thing I say, I'm kind of sensitive to some food. I'm scared of street food too because I don't want to come over there and get sick just eating anything. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know if you remember what I mentioned about, the street food here. You have to be aware of, how they prepare or how they cook, because
Right,
that's easy for you to catch any kinds of, germs that,
very
you
exactly.
got that on the food. But in the other side of the street food, it's really good, but if they really prepare it into the
Right,
in a
yeah,
right way of preparing food. But anyway, if you're not really into to strong enough to try balut, my advice, don't try, okay, because that's the reason why a lot of Filipino, they don't really eat that, bite to bite, okay, they eat the whole egg, because once you bite it, you can see, oh my god, you don't really like, to see what you seen on the on the
The,
egg
the
back.
visual, the visual is gonna kill me. But me being a YouTuber, a content creator, it would be really good for my channel to watch to eat balut on on live channel. So
Anyway, the taste of balut is not bad, but the look, oh my god, you don't really like. Even though me, I eat balut, but if it's, that's why when I eat balut, there's no like.
any
Okay.
any other strange foods you recommend that I can try other than balut?
You can try, like, well, the street food, like, kwek kwek,
Yeah,
quail
well,
egg, huh?
I might be okay with that.
Quail egg, or like, they call it pares. It's it looks like a beef stew with, with rice. That's very
Yeah,
common, that that you can see on the street food, because most of, like, some of Filipino employees or workers, they love to eat that for their lunch or dinner, because it's very convenience food that they can able, everyone can afford,
right.
but the taste is good.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, good. I mean, I'm gonna be okay with the pants and all the other stuff that she's already told me about. I watch her cook it. She told me the ingredients. She helped me cook some things. I mean, cook. So I'm prepared for most things, but we're just gonna see.
Okay, so let's,
Pretty good cook though. I heard.
what?
I heard you're a pretty good cook.
Okay. So you will experience that if you're coming here in the Philippines. So I don't know if you're familiar about the shrimp paste. We call that bagoong.
Hmm. No, I never heard of.
Just fermented krill, or fermented fish. I know a lot of, like in Virginia's place, they always use that. They always have that in their cabinet. The fermented fish, or fermented krill.
Yeah.
So that's one of their ingredients when they cook. But I can tell you this, Vic, the Ilocanos food is really good.
Okay. Well, we're gonna see. I mean,
Okay.
her mother eats the little small fish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either. I heard about the small fish.
Okay. I love small fish.
Yeah, I know you probably do. Yeah.
Okay, so next question. If you had unlimited time and resources, what's one skill or hobby you would love to master?
Hobby. Probably was one. What do you say? One time. What do you say? If I had unlimited time and resources, what's still one hobby what I would love to master? Uh, Probably if I was. I wish I had started earlier on this travel thing and learn other communities and cultures outside of just the Philippines. But being, after retirement age, I'm not sure how much I can learn from different cultures. Like I'd like to be interested to go see Thailand and Malaysia and Vietnam and parts of Latin America. But being the age I am and the cost it costs to go to those places, I'm not sure how much I can learn from that. So, but it'd be interesting if I had more time to master those different communities and cultures. So I'll focus on the Philippines for now. We'll take it from there.
Have you been travel outside USA?
All inside the United States is very big, and I've been
Mhm.
to a lot of places, almost a lot of places here in the United States, but never abroad. So this is going to be interesting.
Okay, so this gonna be first time you gonna
Yeah,
travel outside
yeah,
USA.
absolutely, yeah. So I've been to all over New York, all over. Like I say, United States is very large, and a lot of the culture things you can learn in the United States, but it's still not the same as going overseas because the cultures are going to be completely different. Things are going to be completely different. But you can go. I've been to California 2 or 3 times. California, Texas. Never been to Chicago though, but New York, Florida, all around Tennessee, Texas, Nashville. I've been to a lot of places in the country, Dallas, but just never really been out overseas.
Okay, so hi Ryan, thank you for coming. So that's that's kind of a interesting when you travel in outside your country. Because me, I never travel outside my country, so it's gonna be exciting. It's another nature how you deal with especially people.
Yeah,
So that's interesting.
yeah. They tell me the flight. I mean, I already knew that anyway because I've did enough research on it. But a 23-hour flight. Can you
Oh
imagine
my
that?
god, almost 24
And
hours.
that long. So that's going to be interesting there, just to be on the plane 23 hours. So I'm really what I'm doing is gathering all the little things that I need to not have any mistakes when I get in the Philippines. Virginia's telling me a lot of things, but I don't know how much she really knows. I know she knows because she used to work abroad herself. She's been outside of the state, and I haven't been. She's been out of the country
Mhm.
abroad because she was an OFW for years, 10, 12, 13 years. But, so she can tell me she's been to Taiwan, she's been to Hong Kong, she's been to a few places. Me, just the United States. But, we're going to see.
It's gonna be exciting part when you arrive here. I told you that. Okay, so let's proceed to our next question. All right. So, next question is there a dream you in for a long time that you were still working towards?
Kind of on the same thing. No, not really, because I've done a lot of most of everything here in the United States that I can think of. Um, I just want to see I have grandkids. I want to see the best of what they have to accomplish, what they accomplish, help mold them as much as I can. But not really anything because I've done the politics. I've worked for years and years. I've met just about any kind of person in every culture here in the United States. But so that really at this point, I'm counting. I got a few bucket list things we knocking out, and that's it. We're on this. What do you call that? As Sunshine calls it, the fourth quarter. We're in the fourth quarter here. Ask Frank about that. We're in the fourth quarter here, so we just doing the things that we need to do before it's all done and done.
Yeah, that's right. So that's well, I don't really want to say more than what you think, but this is I gonna guarantee you would love, once you arrive. The only thing that you don't really like is the weather, okay?
Oh
Because
yeah,
you're being in a cold place, but suddenly there's a little bit, there's adjustment when it comes to weather. But more than that, you're cool, you're good here.
yes. I see Virginia's trying to call me now. I told her they ain't gonna interview. It was at 6 o'clock, and she's calling me now. Uh, I will call you back, okay? All right.
Okay, so let's proceed to next question. All right. What's something you changed your mind about recently and what led to that change?
Well, retirement. You know, uh,
Mm,
I was considering working longer. So like my brothers, they're probably going to work until they, like my dad, they're going to work until it's all over with. But I think, after learning there's more than just the United States out here.
yeah.
I felt like I'm gonna retire just so I've changed that whole thought about continuing to work and just retire and enjoy the last whatever 10, 15 years. I don't know, whatever the Lord bless me with, but it's important that you have some time to yourself to go different places and do different things. Uh, if you can afford to do so. And I can, so I will do it.
Okay, so when you, what age as
'67.
in the 67? Oh my goodness, if that age, it's kind of a, sometimes you don't really want to enjoy that because it's, especially it depends what job you
Right.
work with. So if you're really tired, you don't really want to enjoy travel because your body is starts
Yes.
to aching.
Right. Right. See, I don't have that problem right now, but maybe 5 years from now, who knows what'll be going on?
Oh,
I'm so it's good
okay,
to.
like,
I
okay,
see.
go ahead.
I see. Frank says he retired at 52. See,
Yeah.
I'm just not getting it done at 64. So, but I'm a healthy. I mean, I'm okay. I'm okay for the walking in the Philippines and getting in and out of the little trikes and this right here in the third. Um, I don't know about how transportation is going to be funny too. I think everything about the Philippines is totally different.
How tall are you?
5'7".
5'7". Okay. You don't have a problem when you ride on the jeepney
Okay.
because here, here in the Philippines, the jeepney, the roof, it's kind of a low. So if you're more than that, you have a hard time. You have to bend your heads for that. So when it comes to trikes, it depends. It depends how what kind
Right.
of, because here different cities they have different style of
Right.
building, the trike.
Yeah, getting around Locos Norte might be a lot easier than Manila.
Oh, from the only thing, because I've been to your Virginia's place, the travel is kind of far, but you
Right.
will like the place where she stayed.
Yeah.
The only thing that it's kind of far from Manila
It is.
going to her
It's,
place.
it's Lawag City if you're familiar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's in Ilocos part.
Yep.
That's the Baluarte. That's the place where our President Bongbong Marcos.
Trust me, well, that's one of the first things she told me when we met. I hear that all the time. Um, I don't want to get political, but I'll leave that. That she told me that first.
Oh, there's a certain the personality of Ilocano people are
Right.
very loyal,
Yeah.
in any aspect of their life, very loyal.
That's good. That's good. I haven't had any problems. I've seen every part of my life that you can see without actually being there. Um, you know, three sons. She got three sons. Hopefully, she might be listening in and out, but she got three sons. All of them are grown. She's a widow. Her husband died years and years ago. I don't know. So that was sad. But she, I think she's. I'm not gonna give it too much information.
Okay, so let's give it her
Yeah.
privacy for that. So anyway, it's just like me as a Filipina, I just want, to courage, those you guys that, nothing to worry because we Filipina, we're very aware of, that kind of thing that you really want in your life. So it's just like for me, she had a grown children. As long as the children look their parents are, you treated them, you have no problem for that.
They're very respectful guys. I mean, one lives in Hawaii and married. The other one helps her run one of the restaurants in Batasi because she's very akin to Batasi. She's in there just about every day. And then she has a little storefront restaurant down on the beach. That she runs with two or three other women that works for her. So it's going to be interesting to see how all that runs. She tells me about how much money she makes a day. I know a lot about what she do on a daily basis. Uh,
Yeah.
uh, and I know about the kids. I know about the grandkids. I got videos. Daddy Big, can't wait for you to come to the Philippines. about
Yeah,
every.
it's just like that. When you hear somebody that, they're exciting to welcome you, you also, excited, to meet them in person.
Right. She got nieces and nephews. Trust me, there's about 30 people at least that have been anticipating me to come to the Philippines in the last 4 years. Because me in Virginia, this is not new. This is something about 6 years old now. So I'm
Oh,
just, but it's been a lot of things that I've been going through. Like I had the passing of my mother. She was with me in our last times. I kind of nursed her through all the way to the end, and I went through a marriage situation. So it's been a lot of things to keep me from coming to the Philippines, but now nothing's really standing in the way. Uh, so it's so here we are.
yeah. Enjoy your time,
Well,
enjoy your time with, the special person in your life. That's all I
Frank,
can
I'm
tell
not
you.
sure how well I ride a motorcycle, but we'll give it a shot, Frank. He said, "Can you ride a motorcycle?" I'm gonna say maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
Oh my God, but in your, this is one thing that I learned. I learned in Virginia's place. People there are very disciplined when it comes to traffic rules. Okay,
Good.
but here in Metro Manila, my goodness, I
I
will
have.
not recommend you if you're not strong enough, to ride your bike on the street, especially here in Metro Manila.
Let me
Don't.
ask. Let me ask you a question. Once I get
Okay.
out, because I'm gonna get there at 10 o'clock at night, and I guess we
Okay.
get like a hotel or whatever. And then if I was interested in coming to see you guys, I don't know if I do that on the exit part when I leave at the beginning. How far are you from the Manila Airport? You and Frank?
Oh, just like 15 minutes.
Really? That
you,
close?
you can see you can see that, when I go upstairs, all the runway of international airport, I can see. I sometimes, I'm gonna just, if you ride on the motorcycle just 10 minutes, and if you ride on the car 15 minutes, it's
So let's
so
say
near.
you can take Grab.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
So it's kind of, it's near to us. Okay.
Good.
So let's proceed to our next question. Okay. Here's my next question. What has been a significant influence in your life, and what did it teach you?
A significant influence of my life, and I don't know if you can relate to that, but Frank will know more about it. Is all the elders that I've had in my life that teach me who I am today. Starting with my dad, my grandfather, my grandmother, and then from there, my own mom, some, and then all the different people, educators and politicians that helped groom me for who I am today. And I can throw names out there, but I'm sure you would know them. Recently, we just had a passing of the Reverend Jackson, a cultural leader here in America that influenced a lot of people, and there have been a lot of local people here in my own neighborhood that have been senators and mayors and things like that to help groom me who I am today. So they help change me, as you say. What's your question? You said significant influence. There would be a significant influence in my life in order to be who I am today.
Okay. So that's, oh, thank you, Ryan. Hold on. I'll give some applause to
Shout
Ryan.
out to Ryan. Shout out to Ryan, man. That's good stuff, man.
Oh.
Y'all hit the like button. I can't see the chat. I was trying to get that done while you wait.
Thank you so much, dear Ryan.
That's what's up.
You know what, Vic? I'm just, try to learn because, before I used to do, social media using my phone, but now,
Yeah,
so all the fund that I gathered from, the donation, so I bought, the laptop that,
you did. Okay. I was hearing you this morning said you was having trouble with your thumbnail.
yeah, I don't know why, that kind of thing.
You
But
know
when
what I
I,
do? I use Chat GPT.
mm,
I just tell them tell them, you tell them what picture and image you want, and they just create an image for you based on whatever you need. It's just thinkless. They'll do it for you.
okay.
You don't have to.
Okay, so let's proceed to the next question. What do you consider to be true success?
Well, that's just that's subjective. I was thinking about that question earlier when I was looking over your list. That's subjective. I think success is whatever you're passionate about, because you can have a really well-paying job and not be successful if you're not happy. I think success centers around happiness. If you're And that's something I've learned over the years. I used to think the more money you make, the more influence or power you have, or whatever was cool to have. But I think really success is whatever you're passionate about that you push towards and you do well at. Because if you're passionate about it, you'll be good at it. So success is kind of subjective and it's based on, you know, whatever you're passionate about, whatever you do in your life. And it could be it could be if you're happy being a janitor, be the best janitor you can be. You'll be successful at it. Or if you're happy being an airline pilot, you'll be the best airline pilot you'll be. But if your passion is sports or anything really, whatever you're good at, just do the best that you be, and you'll be successful in that path. School teacher, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's really whatever you're interested in. But if you
So, in other words, things that you love that's make a person success or successful.
just think about it. Whatever you really happy about doing, you're gonna do well at it because you're good at it. A lot of people get caught in
Mhm.
things that they're not happy about doing it, and they're miserable because they're working for somebody else and doing something that they don't like doing. And it's hard to be successful when you're doing something you don't want to do. I mean,
Yes.
you're not gonna give your you may try to give your all, but you really can't give your all if you really don't care about it like something you do.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that because that's a big impact that it's just like especially that's the only way that you can able to like example to feed your family no matter how hard is that, and you don't really like that kind of job but you have no choice to take that kind of pressure.
Like
So
like for me, most of my life I've been passionate about helping people. That is my passion, to help people and get to learn people and stuff like that, and learn how they think and do things, and meeting people. That people has been really my thing. Even now, the job I have now had something to do with people. It's always, I'm a people person, so sales, people, that sort of thing. So that's something I've always been passionate about. I can't get past that part of it. So but everybody's different.
So I have, another question related. Have you been experienced like in your country that I know there's a difference between white and black. So have you experienced that kind of racist or discrimination when it comes to your, the nature of your job?
Absolutely. I'm 64 years old. Let me give you some examples. And I don't want to get too with it, but I got to tell you since you bring it up. Uh, Not really nothing subtle because, you know, but it's the experience. Let me give you an example. I used to be a car salesman. You know what a car salesman is? Like sell cars
Yeah.
at a dealership. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Well, there was once when I first get there, I was the first black car salesman in a BMW store. This is right after college. So I take the job. and there was a lot of white guys, and I'm going to write down what, going to show you what they did. And I don't know if you ever heard of it before, but there's something here in the United States in our past that we don't like to bring up, but it is part of our history. And it's called, and this was called the Ku Klux Klan, which
Oh
was,
yeah,
which is
I
a
know
group,
that.
which is a group that basically kind of terrorized a lot of blacks and kind of like a police state for blacks back in the Jim Crow years. And that kind of thought, that kind of thinking kind of carried over for a large part of the years. And it's not so much now. It is, some people say, but it's not overt like it used to. But when I went to work at the car dealership, the black guy held up a piece of paper like this. I don't know if you can see this. And
Mm-hmm.
he drew a dot in the middle of the paper. He drew these little cones on the side and the little eyes. And he said, "What's this, Victor?" And I couldn't figure out what he was saying because I'm naive most of the time. But what that was, and I can't show it, I don't know if you can see it. But what that was is me. He said, "That's you in a pit, and that's us looking down." And those little hoods right there was a Ku Klux Klan thing. You can't see it. I don't know how to get to your camera.
Yeah, I can see it. I can
Right,
see it.
right. So I was like, there it is right there, I think.
Yeah.
That was the little, that the little cones was the hoods of the and I didn't know what it was in the eyes. I really thought it was a joke at the time. I laughed at it, but really, that's the type of racism. I was a grown man.
Uh-huh.
Uh, my dad told me, well, just a generation ago, and I said it on my channel last week when Jesse died. My dad, I'm just one generation away from when you had to, you couldn't even drink out of the same bathroom. I mean, the same sinks. Everybody had different water fountains, different bathrooms, different swimming pools. So it's been these are part of our history that's not so long ago. Now things have changed a lot now. People, it's unheard of now, but with Donald Trump coming in, it's a lot of stuff of coming back to resurface. But it's okay. I think we as a country are going to be okay because it's just too many people. This is a melting pot of different cultures all over. So many people all over. That's why my brother said, "Why do you want to go to the Philippines? There's so many Filipinos there." There's about 300,000 or 400,000 Filipinos live in the United States. They have their own city in Las Vegas, and they're all over everywhere. But it's I still want to see different cultures because I feel like there's a difference between a Filipino in the States than one in the Philippines. And of course, Virginia is Virginia, and she has a wonderful personality. So we've developed a friendship as well as a relationship, and we're looking forward to seeing each other and meeting each other and taking it from there. But to answer your question, yes, I have experienced, um, you know, racism, but nothing where nobody called names or anything like that. Everything's pretty just kind of subtle. So
Oh, okay.
you love
But
most.
here, it's just like, if you're coming here, do you think that, Philippines is the right place for you to stay for retirement?
Well, I don't know. We're gonna see.
Okay.
In October, if I come there in 2 weeks, I'm kind of like a recon. We'll see how that works out. It has for some people, and for others, it has not. So she tells me I shouldn't have any problem. I've researched how much money it takes. I know about hospitals. That's one of the concerns I have. That not to be because locals Norte don't. She says locals Norte hospitals are fine, but I think uh, you know, I think that everybody tell me the hospitals is in Manila.
You're gonna figure it out once once you started, to coming here. You will see, and at first you don't really notice things, what's going on here, what's the things that you don't really seen in your in USA. But once you start to living here,
Right.
you will see the difference.
Yeah,
You will see the difference.
for example, we Americans are really spoiled. Right now, if I got sick today, I could call up 911 and an ambulance would be here probably in 5 minutes, and you'd be in the hospital in 10, 15 minutes, 10 minutes. and the people in the ambulance are they are registered. They're like they're like, they're professionals. They can save you in the ambulance in some cases. So what I'm hearing, and I'm not so sure, but what I'm hearing in the Philippines, you got an ambulance, but it's not as frequent to get to you. It may take a while,
Yeah, because of the traffic.
for the traffic. So um, there's a lot of things that you have to consider when you totally relocate. I'm aware
Mm-hmm.
of that, and so it's best to be as healthy as you possibly can, I guess. And again, that's something we're gonna have to consider in with our if we decide to move to the Philippines. If I decide to move to the Philippines,
Yeah, that's one thing that for me, that I advised also for those older people, that it's okay, it's okay to have vacation in the province, but you don't really want to stay in the countryside, because number one, it's kind of a hard for you when you get sick, the medical attention that you really want, you really need. It's kind of hard, like you said, that in a few minutes when you call 911, they will come and assess you. But here, we have 911 also, but I don't know how effective is that.
right, right.
So that's,
Well, I hear that there's minor stuff you can get seen in the Philippines, and you can afford it. It's pretty affordable, but major stuff not so much. Major stuff.
yeah. So it's just like, this is the funny thing, when it comes to that, when you're sick, instead, this is, I don't know in other, other hospital here, but this is the truth. Okay. So instead that they pay attention on the patient that, need to, especially if you go to the emergency room, they don't really want to deal with that. They will ask first, what is the payment method? Instead of dealing with the patient. So
Right.
you cannot really go on that, because they're gonna ask you what is the payment method. It's just like it happens to me that when
Well, they
when
can actually do that in the United States too. But they don't sweat it like that. I mean, absolutely. If you go to the hospital, there will some. There gonna be someone come in your room with paperwork, wanting to know when you're going to pay. Let me hear about your insurance and all that too here. But they, in many times, well, most of the time, if it's there, they'll just let you stay. They'll still see you and then kind of bill you for it. They will not
yeah,
make you pay. I've heard stories in the Philippines where they will keep your rear end in there and won't let you out until you pay.
yeah, they will not assist you if they know that you have no money, or
Wow.
that's the reality here. So you have to be prepared for that.
Yeah, yeah. So I've been warned.
Yeah, that's this is one thing that I cannot really tell in my country is, there's a certain things that, like I said a while ago, that you never seen in your country, that you only seen here in my country, once you start visit, or once you start living here in the Philippines.
Yeah,
But in the other words, don't be afraid for that. It's just like, I just give you some ideas, so that by the time that you experience that, you know how to handle it.
right. You gotta be keep that in your mind and know that that's a possibility.
Yes. Okay, so let's proceed to our next question, Vic. Is there a challenge you to face? No, 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 no. Did I?
Mm.
Okay. Is there a challenge you faced that taught you a lot about yourself?
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. Basically life, but when my mother and father passed, that's a challenge because even as an adult, to know that and I don't know how. I guess everybody's the same, so I don't want. I'm no different than nobody else. But when your parent, give him a shout out again. We need another clap for my man Ryan. I'm shouting out for him right now. Another super sticker. But yeah, the challenge for me is when parents leave you, there is no one that really cares about you like your mother and father. So once they go, you have no choice but to, be a man of who you are and persevere, because I don't even think in at least in America, maybe not so much Philippines, because I'm finding out, and I'll find out more about that as I do. I do a lot of videos on how loyal Filipino women are and how good they are and committed they are. But I don't think anybody is more loyal than in most cases than your mother and your father. And not to have them, that's always a challenge to be able to readjust your life without somebody that really, really, truly got your back no matter what.
Mhm.
And I don't know if
So
anybody.
yeah, that's for me also that it's a big big loss that when when I lost my parents, it's just like, oh, all the worries that I have in my in my brain that I experienced that, especially when my mom.
Right,
So it's just
right,
like it's a big loss talaga.
right. So you had to be, you had to, no more little girl. you had you had to be, and I know you got a lot of siblings though. That helps though.
None, we're nine, all girls.
All girls, no guys. Wow.
No. But here's the thing, here's the thing, Vic, that when it comes the reason why it's a big loss for me, when it comes to making decision, the guidance, the advice of our parents is most important,
Yeah.
especially for a Filipino family. But more than other that, things that to survive, like cooking, we train that from the very young age, so I don't have worry about that. But the only thing is the advice that sometimes you confuse to go on your on your decision. You need the guidance of your parents. That's one thing that it takes a lot for me to adjust that kind of situation.
How old are you when you lose your parents?
I'm just in my 20, I was 23.
23. Okay, so you were grown then. You know already what to do in life, but still learning, but still of the basics was out of the way. You were already adult,
Yeah.
right?
Well, actually, they, for me, I consider that at the age, I'm a late bloomer. So it's,
Yeah. So that
that's a funny thing, but I'm a late bloomer.
say I'm a late bloomer too because all in high school, our parents sheltered us. There was Boy Scouts when we were little. It was church when we were little, and can't really go out of the neighborhood. So when I got to be old enough to get in college, that's when I really started to see a little bit more of the life. And then you get out of your life, and then you get a little older. You start doing things outside of the parents. And you go on, and then all of a sudden, you kind of like a bird that fly away, you get away, but you're still kind of attached, but not so
Mhm.
much attached. And that went on for till I was 35 or 40, still haven't been kind of attached to parents because they had so much influence on you. If ever there was a problem, you can result to your mother or father and say, "Oh, what should I do?" you
Yeah.
don't you don't have that when you don't have parents anymore, because you can speak to God about it, but you don't have anybody other than God to really kind of lean on, because you can't trust everybody with your business. They give you bad information, or they maybe have an agenda. You know, so and especially if you're dating women and they have an agenda and they have their own ideas of what they want to do. A lot of bad marriage, a lot of bad relationships with Victor, by the way. We won't get into that, but that's why I do the channel like that, because I got a lot of experience with a lot of life.
Yeah, that's why that's a good thing that to you cannot really voice out to the person that you really want to talk, but it's kind of complicated. But doing this kind of social media, I been experienced also. But you know what, I just well, if there's another thing that I would like to talk, not that type of thing, because it's just like I remember when I read about what Bruce Lee said, that you have to say it good because that's a spill. So
Right.
when you it say that, the spill, that if you say bad or if you're doing bad, it gonna be bad
Right.
because that's a spill. So if you're gonna do good, that's a good spill for yourself.
Right. 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 I agree. I agree.
So that's one thing that but here's one thing that I don't know if this also same with the with the black culture, but here in the Philippines, Vic, the words of our the dad is very big deal. It's mean a lot to us,
Yeah.
especially for us. That's I remember, because like I said, I'm a late bloomer.
Mm-hmm.
My father told me, okay, it doesn't matter to him that if it's older than me, or is that widow or what, as long as that man is free.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's important to him, that my what do you call that, my safety, and of course my safety towards that man, that's very important to a father. So that's one thing that when I always hear that from him. So,
Yeah.
and then when he's gone, when I do things that sometimes, oh, I need my dad's, opinion about it. It's kind of a hard, it's kind of a hard to deal with that. So that's is a good thing that, I met Frank. But it's
Right.
not the thing that, it's not the thing that I marry him because I can see, I can see my father to him. No, it's not that, because it's
Right.
unfair to him that, I just marry him because I can see the father or my father on him. No, it's not that. It's
Right.
just like maybe that he understand that the things that I need something, the man words.
Right. Right. So, what do you think? Do you think? Well, Virginia's grown. She's not nobody that. See, they all. We've talked about, her. Me being an African American, she have no problem with that. All of her kids are cool with that. Of course, her mother had no problem with that. That I can tell. Of course, her mother doesn't speak English like she do, but she always. I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I see the smile and all that. So I think most of her family, as long as I treat her well, she's okay. It has nothing.
Yes, absolutely.
The moment I don't treat her well, that's a problem.
Yeah, that's a problem. You can really see the frown face.
With the Virginia, and I'm Virginia. Please apologize. I apologize for bringing this up, but I think you're okay with it. She dated for a while another African American before me, and he didn't do so well. He
Oh.
didn't treat her the way she anticipated, and it ended
Mhm.
not so well she thought. So sometimes I get she say, "Well, I hope you don't be like him," and of course I have proven not to be like him over the time that I've been with her. So she have no reservation or no thoughts that I'm like him, but the fact that he didn't do the right thing, so kind of gives me I would, and that makes that puts motivation for me to be not like him, because I think I want to put the best faith. I want to show the best interest of who I am and who I represent, because for some in Locos Norte, I may be first time they ever saw an African American dating Filipina. So I want to show good intention of how we do, you know. Really happy that give this an opportunity to work out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a good thing, that it's just like I think the bottom line there, that you both have respect with each other. So that's the relationship starts really, it's getting closer and closer and closer because you guys have respect with each other.
Correct, correct. That's true. Maybe did you ever have any? Did your family ever have any doubt when you first meet Frank, being who he is? He, did they ever question? Oh, Oh, Lily meet a man, an American man, but he is African American.
No, actually, there is, but it's kind of a out
Right.
of curiosity in my not the how the my older sister, and then she asked me, "Is Frank generous to you?" That's a funny question, because I'm not the type of person that asking about money to Frank. I'm not really into that.
Yeah.
So she just asked that is he generous to you? And then I told her, yes, he is, because the money is there. The money is not in his pocket. The money is, there's a area that you put the money there, and I'm welcome to use that money anytime I need. So that's a funny question that my sister asked. But nothing else. When they coming here, oh my goodness, how they really enjoy stay with Frank. Okay, and then of course, Frank can really feel how my sisters treated him, and also my sister how Frank treated them. It's just like like family, the
Yeah.
real family.
Brother Winning over there, brother Winning. I follow your channel, so I see the picture of all y'all together at a restaurant, different time, and just the picture y'all taking. Just a wonderful family all together. I can see everybody seem to be happy. It kind of reminds me of what I'm getting myself into at the same time. I don't expect no problem at all when I come here.
Because they know what in Frank intention.
Right.
So that's before that, I also tell them that this is how how we work before we get married. So and then they just advise me I'm in the right age, so nothing to worry, as long as if if Frank loves me, they will love also Frank, because it's important is my my welfare, and how the man is treated me.
Yeah. And the interesting thing is that my uh, my brothers are really close to me because after mother and father died, it's just the three of us. It's me and my two brothers, and they're twins, and we all similar, look similar the same. They're a little shorter than me, maybe a little smaller, and both of them make more money than me, but they're both married. Everybody's on their
Mm.
second marriage. Even me when I was in my second marriage, second marriage. Everybody first marriage is for all of us. So we go second marriage, but they are really scared of me come to Philippines. They
Oh
uh,
yeah.
they get. I mean, I've heard other guys do this too. They have trouble with getting acceptance to come to Philippines. So I know if you ever interview someone else, always ask them if it's their first time how much trouble they go through with family when they decide that they want to come to Philippines. Now, if I said I was going to Paris, if I said I was going to England or anything like that, oh great. But you say you're going to Philippines or you're going to Thailand, oh, you get pushback from family. You start to get wonder what happened. Is it safe? Are you going to be okay? Is he catfish you? All the stupid questions you hear. Oh, mail on a bride. I hear so many negative things, but I push it away. And because I know what I'm doing, and I trust Virginia, and I trust the myself as a man to make the right decision. It's not as hard as what people make it is. But family members get a little nervous about when you decide you want to come to Philippines, especially if you say something about living there. Ah, my brother tell
It
me,
sounds like when Frank that he decided to meet me in person, is
right,
just like there's a black woman tell him that, are you sure you're gonna go to Philippines to
right,
meet that woman? But some friends, male friends, they just, okay man, go there and marry that, marry that, all the the encouragement that Frank had. But when say that, no, don't go there, are you sure for that? There's the
right.
question. So
Yeah. So yeah, my brother's like, just go get it out your system. I said, what? And my mother, she meet Virginia many times, and a lot of times when my mother wasn't living with me before she died, I go over there in the morning to visit mother before I go to work, and she's on the phone talking to her on chat several days. They're talking on chat without me, just the two of them. So they get to know each other, talking just like me and you talking now every day. Virginia would call her, she would call Virginia, and they would talk and they would learn each other. And before she passed away, she said, "You should go. Good woman." She endorsed this decision. And my dad would probably do the same thing if he was living too. I know he would because he always believed in cultures bonding. You know, so no racism bone in our family.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's proceed to the next question, Vic. Okay, here's my question. If you could go back in time and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Probably, I thought about that question, and it would probably be to um, go to the military so that I could see the world earlier. You know, instead of going to college, maybe go to the military and then college afterwards. So I would,
Mm-hmm.
because I would set myself up. You know, you can set yourself up financially, where you have extra money, and you have an opportunity to see things that you never see before. I have friends, really good friend that was in the Air Force, and he's been everywhere, and he is set for life on. Not that I'm not set for life, but mine is a different path. His is, and mine is harder. I mean, just as hard, but the military allowed him to go to the Middle East, and he went everywhere. He hasn't been in Asia, but but he's been everywhere else, all in Latin America and everywhere else. And it just opened your mind to a different thinking than when you're just sitting in your neighborhood, in your community for years in your own state. So I would tell my younger self to be more open-minded to visit and to see other things a lot earlier than I did now.
Okay. So just like just like what happened to Francus, when he went to military, he was very young age
I
that
know.
time too. When he saw something, and it's totally different than Chicago when he went to Germany. So that brings him, not too afraid
Right.
travel in different country, because you
Absolutely.
can really see the difference.
Absolutely. Just one time out of it is a young man. Now, I don't know when Frank do it, but when you're only 19 or 20 or 25 and you go see world, it changes you from when you stay home. Just like the Philippines. If you ever go work abroad, you're a different
Yeah.
person than you do before. You look
Mhm.
at the Philippines a different way because you've seen different thing outside. You know,
Yes, I agree with that.
but the same thing for anybody else.
Okay, so next question is there anything you currently excited about or looking forward to?
You guessed that. What do you think it is?
I know. Of course, looking forward to see your lady.
Well, that too, but also just to see the culture as well, just to see the whole different thing. I've lived everything in the United States. I've been to two marriages. I've dated a thousand different women. I've had multiple jobs. That ain't much I haven't seen in the United States. I've been trained well by parents. Like I say, I've been in politics. I've seen every kind of personality you can see in the United States about. So, and that's going to be on my stream tonight. I'm going to talk, on half a channel later on tonight. That sometime a man get to his point where you want to see something different. Everything else
Mhm.
you've seen already. So you want to try something different. And that's a lot of the reason why some people come to the Philippines, not necessarily for girl, but they've already done seen everything in the United States and maybe they want to try something different, something new.
Okay, so I have a follow-up question about that, because you mentioned about marriage. What's really, the big reason why the marriage in the West is not really work?
Well, a lot of selfishness, a lot of self
Mm,
on both parts. So I'm not going to really knock, and because a lot of people don't look in the mirror. You could say, and she'll probably say the same thing about me. And every situation is different. but a lot of selfishness, a lot of greed, a lot of money, a lot of argument about money. A lot of times when you're younger, just so many things that can take you away from the situation. I can speak on my experience. I can't speak on necessarily somebody else's experience, but it's usually money or greed or selfishness to some degree.
Yeah, it's just like, this is one thing, Vic, that I was so, I was shocked because, Jerome, the average man unplugged.
I don't know him personally, but I follow his channel, so I know a lot about him. Yeah,
He's coming here, first time he come here. And I was shocked that, when he saw me, because, I let him in front talking while I'm preparing food for our dinner.
yeah.
And then he was, I didn't know that he was observing me. Okay, but for me, I'm just doing normal what I'm doing with me in front. And then when he saw me that I'm wearing an apron, it's just like it brings shock to him because it's been a long time that he saw a woman wearing an apron in preparing food in the kitchen. And for me, it's just like, wait a minute, that's very normal to me. Why make him shocked?
Because it's all the things that we talk about on the channel that we learn about Filipinos. You guys, you treat, you look at. I mean, nobody's perfect. I know Filipinos are not perfect, and
Yeah.
there are some bad Filipino out there. But I think a large part of the Filipinos, they just have that traditional, um, narrative about them where they just do certain things that most American men are not used to seeing. I can talk about extreme stuff. To me, it would be extreme when guys do stuff like when you're folding their clothes or cutting their nails. And I don't know that you do that, but I've heard stories or washing their, whatever, things that women do that men, the American women would never do. Go fix your own sandwich. Go clean your own room. Go to work. My brothers, if he sit down 5 minutes, his wife said, "Why are you sitting there? Shouldn't you find something else to do?" I mean, the women they don't like to see men happy. They want them to always move around, and stay busy. Even though brother makes 150, almost $200,000 a year, when he come home to sit down to watch TV, he need a rest. But no rest for you. I have a long list for you to do. Oh,
Yeah, because here's the thing that I notice about Frank. I complain about him that when he eats something like his snacks, he just grab the paper towel and use that. And I told him, why don't you use the plate there? Did I complain about washing the dishes? Because I
right.
don't want to see him using the paper towel because he said that he don't need to wash it. And I told him no, use the plate, the real plate, not the paper towel. But
Right.
yeah. So he kept doing that. And then I told it, did
You
I complain for washing the dishes?
probably use paper plate because he probably trying to get less work on you. I mean, you want to don't dirty up too many dishes or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what he said. But for me, no, you don't have to do that because I expect that to wash and I don't complain.
Right. Yeah. So many problems I've had. Women being loyal, not they're not trustworthy. They cheat. I mean, they cheat in Philippines too, but I think I don't know. We'll find out. I have no problem with Virginia. Besides Virginia, mature woman. She's already had marriage relationship, so I don't have that problem with thinking she cheat like that. But
Yeah,
maybe
I can tell that it's just the only thing that you have to adjust is this, like
yeah,
the weather or nothing else
I would
for
be
me
nervous.
because she's a grown woman.
I would be nervous if I had 20-year-old or 30-year Filipino.
Yes, yes. Okay, so next question. So I have three remaining question, and then before after that, we proceed to the the game. So what's one thing you appreciate about our friendship?
Well, you guys represent an image of what not just me, but a lot of people in this niche. People, men that want to, and not just black men,
Uh-huh.
men who want something different and want to try something different, that have lived their life looking for something different, a change. You guys don't know it, but you represent that. So every time that you come on your channel and you talk and you show frank and you see, and they see your lifestyle, they see the happiness of the two of you. That's something that I appreciate with you guys, because you show a side, you show a lifestyle that a lot of people want to mirror. Totally different than some other blogger. Some other blogger may be a little bit more aggressive, may have more mouth and things like that. But you guys are more laid back and just live life. You know, you don't
Yeah.
have, it don't seem to be a lot of drama.
Yes. That's that's nice to hear from you, because that's the one thing, Vic, that now I started to promote black and Filipino couple, so that we can I'm proud of, I'm part of what since I married to Frank, I consider myself it's also a black. I want to enhance for those helpless black men that they cannot really able to find the right person, but through this kind of this show, I give them a chance to find the right one for them. So that's why I really want to promote black and Filipino couple for this show.
I'm already doing it from over here and headed that way, so we can join together on that mission. And not
Yeah.
just foreign, Western all together. So
Yeah. Okay, so let's proceed to next question. What simple pleasure or experience that consistently brings you profound joy?
watching my grandkids grow up and become men and women, and they're young now, but watch them become sure and learning. That's a pleasure for me to watch them, because I see myself in them, and watching them to do, see how they do. Because we all learn, and I think with learning, you have to learn for yourself. You can hear from grandparents, you can hear from parents, but until you do that stuff yourself, I won't curse. Until you do that stuff yourself, um, you know, that's how you really find out. You learn from experience. People can tell you, but you have to do it yourself and take your own path. So yeah, so that question is, that's a simple pleasure watching them grow up. Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing that now that you have a grandchildren, granddaughter.
Yes, I have two. I have a son that's married to a beautiful Caucasian woman, two beautiful kids, and I have a daughter that has an army of kids. She has her own province, but she's married to the same man for 20 years.
Okay, that's sounds great. So, because like I have so many nieces that when it comes like the reason why I asked that, because you can see the personality of your granddaughter or your daughter-in-law, that you can really see the new generation of black women.
Right.
Okay.
Now they're
So
too
that's
they're too young to talk about this. The grandkids are too young to, maybe they see racism on their own. I don't even know, but they still young, and things are different now than they used to be anyway. But for us, it's already ingrained in our mind what we live for
so
50.
what is your advice? What is the advice that are you talking to them, or just
Yeah.
forget?
No, I talk. Yeah, I talk to them, and I tell them what I can. But again, they have to experience themselves.
Okay.
And I think I'm
Okay, so just like my nieces, when it comes to beauty,
yeah,
okay, we Filipino women are not really into that our skin color. We don't like our skin color. We want, the white skin. So they have a nice, skin color,
right,
and they don't really want that. I told them, enjoy your natural beauty. Don't after for those kind of people that you really want.
let me
So I try to convince them that no, your
yeah,
skin color, your beauty is beautiful. That's what I learned from Frank. Before, I don't have that kind of confidence, big, because
right.
for me, I'm so dark, I'm so ugly, or what.
No way in the world are you that. And let me say this: um, a lot of American men, white and black, they come to the Philippines, and that's the one they pick, the Merino woman. They rather have the darker woman, the Merino woman. So many blogger I see date dark skinned Merino woman with black hair and darker color than the light ones. So be proud of how you look because it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful in how you guys look. Most, the large majority of you. I look at Virginia's mother. She's 74 years old, short, and she looks older. You can see the older. But I bet you, I can never see a picture when she's young, but I bet you she was gorgeous when she was young. And she's dark. She's darker than me. Some of them dark. Some Filipino darker than me. So yeah, so don't be afraid of color. I don't understand the color thing with the Philippines because I think personally, this is just my opinion. The darker Philippines are the one that looks so beautiful. Everybody want.
Okay, so let me read it. I would definitely like to visit Philippines one day if someone can take me over there. Okay. So that's the thing that sometimes this still the mentality of Filipino. That's why I encourage, like my sister, my younger sister. She's a single woman, but I introduced a black man to her. At first she hesitate, Vic, because she said, no, I'm old, I'm not pretty, and then I told her, it's not what it's not what you think about these black people. But I think that the encourage that I gave to her, it really brings her, okay, give that the chance, man, to know you more.
Right. They love you. I mean, I've never seen all your family, but I can imagine that they are beautiful. You know, can't see the reason why they wouldn't be, and they have no reason to be any shy about skin color because that's something that white men love. That's something that black men love. That's what all Western men love. That's what the world love. That's what makes Filipinos so popular. People come from all over the planet. They come to Philippines just to see a person that look like you. So just keep that in mind.
Oh, you know what, what, Vic? That's why I said a while ago that it, when I was, because I don't know, it's still, in the mentality of Filipino that, if you're white, you're beautiful. If you're not white, you're not, you're ugly or what. That's what I hear because, they call me negra, negra. That's the word, for female.
Yeah,
It's dark skin, negra for male, negro.
right.
So they call me negra. So that's one, when I was a kid, I develop
Right.
things that I don't want to deal with those people. I don't want to participate because I'm not as them as the skin.
Yeah,
But Frank told me your skin is not dark. What he called me? High yellow. He called me.
you just say
I'm
this.
not dark.
If you in America, and you in America, Frank, be careful now. If you ever break up to America, you gotta watch. Probably it'd be so many people. Because that's the type of woman that you're your type. You and not just you. So many I've met. are the type of what they're looking for. So they'll hop, you be gone in 5 minutes. I
So
don't want to use the word exotic because I heard that's not a good word to use, but you just be different. You just be top of the food chain when it comes to looks in the Philippines and in the United States.
okay. Good thing I'm still here in the Philippines. Okay. So next question. If you could offer one piece of wisdom to the world, what would it be?
Um, just be the best person you can be. Start your journey early on what you want to be and what you want to do, and stick to your goals. But you're gonna be derailed, whatever. I mean, like, with me, I have so many goals that didn't work out, but I stopped and tried new one. I stopped and tried new one. So just never give up. To be resilient and continue doing what you want to do, and you'll get there. I mean, life's gonna take you where you go anyway, but just have a plan. Even if your plan don't work out, then have a backup plan and a third plan and a fourth plan. So whatever you do, just have something planned all the time. Don't never wake up in the morning with not knowing what your next goal is. I mean, I got a couple of friends, and they just all they do is drink, and they really. I asked them 4 years ago. I say, so what are you going to do in the next? What are you going to be in the next 5? These are grown men, and they have no idea what their next plan, what their next 5 years they're going to do. And I think if somebody ever asks you, what do you have planned for the next 5 years, and you can't come up with nothing, then
Mm,
that's a problem. You need to always have something working from the time you're, from the time when you're a teenager, getting ready to go to college or getting ready to go out and work in the world. Every part of your life that need to have some kind of plan. So that is what the wisdom I would give to anyone growing up now. Always have some type of plan of action and stick to it. And if it don't work, have backup plans.
okay, so I have a follow-up question, Vic, that, we all know that, Western people, when they dealing with Filipina, the money, it's in a touch of that. So what is your opinion for those Western men sending money to a Filipina that they never meet in person? What is your opinion about that? Because that's kind of a big issue here.
Yeah, that's a
And
big
then
issue.
if the relation did not really work, a Western man will tell a Filipina that a Filipina is a scammer.
I think that's a personal thing. A lot of bloggers are gonna tell you don't ever send money, and then for the most part, I agree with that. But I think in most relationships, you know, there's gonna be something you send. If there's nothing but simple money, but I don't think you should be sending a lot of money. I just think you maybe end up sending some because even in the case of Virginia, and God honest truth, she sent me money before.
Mm,
So I was like shocked. I mean, like $200, and I didn't, so that shows me she independent. So
okay.
so no problem with me send some money sometime. And most Filipino don't ask. She don't ask, never ask. Just like Sunshine would say, or any other blogger would say, they don't send money. You don't ask, but there's going to be a time when you send money. So it's really a personal thing. You have to know your partner. You have to know your relationship, and you have to do things with smart and reason. So if you do send money, some money, make sure you don't make a habit out of it. Make sure you do it because of need, not just want, and make sure you know the relationship and don't, and that you're not being taken advantage of. And you have some goal that you're going to be together, or something's going to work out. You're not just doing it in vain. You're just not just sending money just for the hell of it. You're sending money because there's a possibility. When I say send money, I know that's a scary thing to say that. People, oh my God, money. No, not always. Depending on the situation and the relationship and west going on. You know,
Mm, okay.
But I'm not talking about buying houses and buying land and none of that when you're still an LDR. I'm just talking about really small
Yeah.
money. I'm talking about,
Yeah.
you know, you
That's,
know,
that's one thing that,
no
don't, because,
businesses, no businesses. You're not even really responsible for family when you're still not together like this. But being because it's not even like that because even if she was here, I've had friends that we're not even intimate relationship with that I've sent money to. You know what I mean? Just friends because we're friends. So you can call LDR a friend if you want to call it that. Fine. People send money for friends sometimes if they trust. Um, if you have trust in relationship and y'all trust each other on what you do, I see nothing wrong with sending money within reason. And I'll leave it at that.
yes. That's definitely, I agree with that. But sometimes, it's just like some, they just use that money because they don't have confidence, and
Right.
they don't have confidence, to talk that person, or to talk that woman through
Yeah.
their money. They can use that so that they have confidence that the woman will catch their attention, to talk with him.
Right. Well, that's a loser mentality. That's somebody you can't be afraid to say no either. No, I ain't got it. I'm not sending you no money or whatever and nobody really asked me for no money, but I'm saying for the guys in relationship where a woman is bold enough to ask, that's a red flag number one, I think, if you ask. But especially in the situation, even when you get over there, I mean, I don't know. I will see about that, but I don't really, until you're like you and Frank when you're married, sending money is really a no-no. But if you can send a little bit, that's okay, as long as it doesn't hurt you and you can afford to do it.
Yeah, I remember that time that me and Frank, that we're just talking online. You will never see each other, so it's
Right.
just like I was working that time. That that it's almost December, and then he said that, oh, I will send money to you so that you can buy things. It's a gift, but I refuse. I refuse, to take that because I don't really like that. Because
Right. That's a good
I'm thinking, I told him that we're married. I told him, the reason why I refuse that, because I don't want to stuck on that situation that you send me money and then I receive that, you're gonna use that as a bait on me, that oh, you cannot go away with me because I already sent money to you, and then you accept it.
yeah.
So I just thinking about that,
That's
but
a good way. That's good. That's good. So that's just it. See, you know that if some men may hold money against you. Oh, you did this and you did that. And you send me money, so I
Mhm.
expect this. If Frank send you money, he sent it out of his heart, uh, and he did it because he believed in you and trusts you. Same with me. You know.
But you know what? It takes while, to accept that, because he explained to me, "Don't worry about that. This is heartedly given to you. That's my gift for Christmas." So it just like I'm not grabbed that right away. So I have to think, and also I don't want him to feel that embarrassed about he has a good intention that to send me for that kind of amount. But I told him, okay, I will accept this, but this is the first and last. Okay, I don't want to use this
Yeah.
to know you, because I'm interested about your money. So I will give you a chance. Okay, I will take this, but I don't want to happen this again and again and again.
So my final advice on that is anybody listening to the channel, I would say probably don't send money in most cases, unless you really, really, really know your partner and y'all have vetted each other and y'all have a relationship where y'all can trust each other, and do it within reason.
Yeah, because it's very common, Vic, that some men are, especially if they really like the woman, they're very desperate about that, so they're gonna use that as the
Yeah,
woman to not to
yeah,
leave him or what.
yeah.
Okay, so our last question. Okay, what values are non-negotiable for you in your life and relationships?
I'm gonna say that disrespect number one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, if I never feel that with from her, but that's in any relationship. Disrespect or disloyalty or lying. I hate. I hate liars. I had relationship where I had one. My daughter's mother, and I don't know if she's listening to this. Sue me if you want, girl. But she was the lyingest woman I ever see in my life.
Oh yeah.
She tell a lie, and then she get her family to support the lie. I hate lies because if you put your heart into someone and your trust, and they let you down with a lie, oh man, that's depressing. That's one of the worst things could ever happen. And disrespect is another one. Um, so those are the two non-negotiables. There's others, but those are the two major ones. Other stuff you might be able to live with or to some degree, but those are things I can't deal with a disrespectful woman or disrespectful person anyway, anywhere, even a man. Um,
Yeah.
so and I expect I do the same for you. If you respect me, I'm gonna respect you. Same here.
Yes, it's just like, respect is always because, some people they're entitled to have a respect, but they don't show respect to themselves. So it's
Right.
just what the heck are you talking about respect? So that's, anyway, I have some, black women that,
Yeah.
well, I consider her as associate friend, but it's just like the thing that I can't really stand about her because she think that my time is only given to her. I have so many stuff doing here, and then once you delay to respond what she's sending to you, and then she suddenly changed so many words coming from her mouth. So what I did is just to ignore her. I don't care what you're talking towards me because I can't stand about that because you don't know my position here, what I'm doing. I'm
Yeah.
not the type of woman that's sitting on the couch, you
Right.
know 24 hours, my god, I have so many stuff to do in my life,
Yeah.
especially with my husband. So I can't stand that, I can't stand that,
Know
it's
what you
just like, when I check my phone, it's just like, oh my god, why she say this to me? She's very grateful to have me as a Filipino friend, but
right.
seeing, and then did she ask me why I cannot respond of message that she sent to me?
Yeah.
She just so many words that it's better to ignore. It's better to ignore that person.
Yeah. Yeah. It's hard to ignore sometimes because I remember my first wife had the nastiest mouth in the world. The marriage lasts 2 years. See, like curse word after curse word.
Yeah, I have so much respect for those people, okay? I have so much because I grow up that respect is very important, especially if in my family. Oh my goodness, Vic, my grandparents, that's the parents of my dad. They're very disciplinarian. The bliss in their forehead, if you're gonna miss that, that's a big mistake, that you've been doing to them. Sometimes, as a kid, sometimes you excited things and suddenly you did not go to them, and so I the word respect, I'm very, I very I'm still using that, but sometimes, people, they don't really, try to things that, importance, they're entitled of what you're doing,
And definitely
so.
entitlement and respect is one of the biggest problems our Black American sisters have problem with.
So that's why, okay, I did not, in the she has the face to tell me that I'm so rude to her.
Right.
Jesus Christ, in what angle in life that I was rude to her? She's the one who rude to me because she dropped words that, wait a minute, why you say this? Did you feed me for saying that? That's what I'm thinking, but I don't respond things that, because I'm still have respect to her because
Right.
she's older than me, and I have also respect for myself. So
Yeah.
Nothing to entertain that kind of thing. So anyway, Vic, that's the end of our, the question that I asked to you. So now let's proceed to our rapid game. So are you ready for the rapid game?
Oh, see, we never do this. I see the other Filipinos do that, but I never
Okay.
first time for me. So go ahead, fire away.
Okay, so if you're ready, let's start. Filipina, Americana.
Filipina,
Brown skin, black skin.
brown skin.
Short hair, long hair.
Oh my God, definitely long hair.
City or countryside.
County side, I guess.
I guess. Okay. I can tell you, you can tell
I
you.
don't know about that one. That's roll the dice.
All right. Okay. Super Bowl, basketball.
Super Bowl
Leader, follower.
leader.
Love life, career.
Depends on where I'm in life, but I'll say love life.
Okay.
It's just
Filipino
my life.
food. Okay. Filipino food or American food?
America, it's a lot of good food in America, but it makes you
Oh,
fat. So I'm gonna say America. I'm gonna say Filipino food.
if you're gonna pick Filipino food, you're gonna eat a lot of rice. Are you good in eating rice?
Rice is fine. I understand rice got a lot of sugar in it, so we're gonna have to watch the rice. I mean, I don't want to get diabetes, So, but rice is fine. I got rice on my shelf right here.
Okay. So next, dancing, singing.
Dance because I can't sing.
Okay. So car or motorcycle?
I'm American, so I'm not sure. I'm gonna say car.
Okay. Talent or skill?
Talent.
Apple, watermelon.
Watermelon. I don't know why you
Chocolate? Chocolate or happiness?
happiness for sure.
Okay. Lights on or lights off?
I'm 64 years old. Lights off.
Okay. That's hilarious. Okay, so best time for happiness.
Best time for happiness? That's your question?
Yeah. Yeah, best time for happiness.
All the time, Lily.
Okay, that's a good answer. But before we're gonna end this show, Vic, would you like to invite everyone? Would you like to promote your channel? The floor
Yes,
is yours.
yes, guys. I am the owner and proprietor of 8,000 Miles Away. The channel talks about social relationships in the United States as well as the Philippines. Um, we go into detail about the culture of the Philippines. We go into detail about culture of other Asian countries. A lot of fun, a lot of education, but a lot of comedy too at the same time. My mother used to tell me you should have been a comedian. So I don't know. So I try to bring entertainment as well as truth, some truth, because the funniest jokes that are the jokes that have some truth to it. So y'all, if you're ever looking for some fun and where you can learn at the same time, tune into our channel, 8,000 Miles Away. It's I don't have the link with me right here, but it's easy to find. 8,000 Miles.
Okay,
I'll
so
put I'll put it in the link maybe.
okay, just please just put it. By the way, Vic, if you need something that because I started to promote the service of my sister. So if you need something like illegal, a legal, not illegal, legal advice, legal advice, not illegal. Okay, sorry.
Philippine deal. No, thank you.
So just let me know, okay? So just contact me in my WhatsApp. I have WhatsApp in my description section, so you can you can message me for if you
What
need
all
some
what all
legal advice.
what all services are you guys able to talk about? I heard you talk a little bit about it on the last blog. What's that?
She can able she can able to talk about real estate, civil code and family code and more than that. So that's that as long as like things that is relevant to the things that you want to know, she can cater that all of that.
Okay, all right. Well, I've heard you last. I heard you said it before. That may be the situation we knew if something come up. Yeah, and I'll mention
Okay.
it if you want me. I'll mention it to anybody on my channel as well. Your services, you and your sister services,
Yeah.
because those are needed services
Okay.
in the Philippines.
Okay, so once again, Vic, I would like to invite everyone. Please don't forget, to subscribe to 8,000 Miles Away. So, he has so many good, topics that, all brothers can able, to adapt and, to relate. So once again, Vic, I'm very grateful for interviewing you. For this a wonderful time with you. So once again, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate your time and effort to answer all those questions that I asked.
No,
So to all my to all my friends in the live chat, thank you so much guys for for dropping by and give some support to both of us. So once again guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much Vic for for coming up and for a good interview with you. So that's all guys. So I can just I will not stay long here because it's time for us to do another business, personal business. So Vic, thank you so much. So I can wait to see you this coming April.
I'll be there in
Okay,
April. So I'll see.
just buzz me when you arrive here, all right?
No problem. I will. I'll hit your email. I hit Frank and you up on the email.
Okay, so thank you so much guys and have a good day. Bye everyone. Bye Vic.